Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is MAZURY. This is a new mod map by Tomix. It's 155.9 megabytes to download. It is based on a real village in Poland. We're going to be having a look around, checking out what's what. What do we start with? What are the slot counts? All those kind of wonderful things. This is the map. It's not huge. Something to be aware of straight out the gate is that there are sections of this map you cannot buy. So whilst the map looks like it goes right there out here, a lot of this stuff here you can't buy. But the next fields in, you can. This has 25 fields and 28 meadows. Bits like this that are highlighted, or that are lighter, that bit of forest you can't buy, but the bit next to it you can. That meadow you can. But then we get out to the outside here. These are okay, but these lighter bits on the outside we can't. So there are big chunks of this we can't actually access. But field prices aren't too bad. We start on New Farmer, which is what I'm on. I'm on normal economy, and on New Farmer we do start with this main farm area here, which has got the cow farm. Across the road is the pig farm, but we don't start with that. If you want to buy that, that's going to cost you 78,428 for the pig farm, the silo, and field 24. But we do start with field 2, field 5, field 6, field 12, field 18. This pasture behind the main farm, which is where the cows go. I think, yeah, that's it. As far as, let's say, field prices aren't horrendous. I mean, 79,000, the smaller one's 51, 36. You can kind of build your way up from fairly small to fairly large. There is no biogas plant on the map, so you may have to place one if you want to use one. Next thing that is glaringly obvious, which may stop people dead in their tracks, the shadows are very dark. I think the shader needs to be adjusted quite a bit. I mean, I know some people do like this, they prefer it and think it's a little bit more realistic. But I found even driving one of the tractors out in the sunlight, the side away from the sunlight is so dark. I just think the shade is off a bit. That's my personal opinion. Farmhouse trigger is just here. On New Farmer, we are on 401 out of 1,299 slots used, which is pretty good. What do we actually start with? Well, if we go to garage, we start with an Armour Track 1104, a Fendt Favorite 511C, a Fiat 1300 DT, the Bison Super Z056. We've got a couple of Forestry HW80 trailers, header for the Bison. We've got a cultivator. We've got a power harrow. I went blank. We've got a seeder, some front loader attachments, and that brings us on to, do we have any mods on this map? There are some modded buildings and things available on this map. We do have a pig enclosure which will hold 90, a cow enclosure which will hold 200. We've got a large grain silo for main crop types. There's one of those on the map. There's also the other one. That's 200,000 litres main crop types. That's 100,000 litres, and it will do potatoes and sugar beet as well as your main crop types, which isn't too bad at all. We've got some bunker silo bits, fuel station, farm shelters, storage shelters. There's a whole load of stuff we start with. And this is all available in the mod hub. In the store menu. Should you wish to place them elsewhere or place them yourself, the gas station's there. The bits of decoration are all there. The two farmhouses we start with, they're there also. Now, if you come onto this on Farm Manager or start from scratch, that slot count drops down to 287. So from 401 down to 287. But you don't have any of the buildings. None of the buildings are here. You have all the machinery, but none of the buildings, and the yard will look a little bit like this. Can we get that slot count any lower? Yes, you can. Because if you get rid of all the vehicles as well, you can get that slot count down to 189. Which is amazing. So, the cow barn is here. Like I say, in the shadow, it's a little bit... Yeah. Triggers are pretty clear. Our dialogue box is here. We've got a feed trigger inside. We've got to the side here our silo. Silage clamp just to the side there. We've got slurry point here. And if we carry on down the side of the building, we have got a water trough, which is just here. That's because if you put animals or cows into here, the cows go right about here down into this field. Now, I'll be honest, I really like the colour palette used. I do like this slightly muted. I've always kind of liked it, a slightly muted colour palette, and I like the texturing, the way it's been kind of done. Some areas where you kind of got almost like bald spots on the ground with some tufts and then some shorter grass. I like that as a look. I really do. But this is the cow pasture out here. Our silo, the 200,000 litre one, is just here. Putting in from there, taking out from there. And these are the other sheds and buildings. Now, I don't think we've got a workshop here. I haven't come across a workshop other than at the main shop, the main store. This building opens as well. I couldn't find a workshop trigger in here. I can't find any light switches either. And I think this hazard marked area here is for the fuel, which is just there. So what we're going to do is just cross the road, then we'll go and grab a tractor. And we'll whiz around the map. Like I say, it's not huge, it's not going to take too long. We have a water point just outside the yard here. Again, big open area marked off here. There's a standpipe hydrant there. If we cross the road, we come into the pig farm, which we don't own yet, but you can buy fairly cheaply. This yard here is a lot more open and less cluttered. Turn that off. Actually, I'm going to need that. Another fuel point just there. Some storage in the buildings here. Sleep trigger for the second house is there. Yeah, just better double check about the workshop trigger. And this is the pig pen. So this will hold 90. Dialogue box is here. Feed trough and water trough. Now they are in this building. They don't go anywhere else, because when you buy this plot you do get that field. I think it's that one, isn't it? Oh no, it's field 24. It's the next one over, sorry. You get jump the fence. This field here. Off in that direction. We do have a manure pit and a slurry pit out the back. Sorry, I got sidetracked going around there. Manure just there. Slurry there. Now, whilst you've got gates for this bit is kind of just open out onto the road. Turn that off. Let's go and grab a tractor, shall we? I think we'll grab the fence. That's probably the faster of the three. Yeah, the shadow thing, it's just... I don't know. I know for most people that's going to be a real deal breaker. So potentially we could... Sorry, just move that so I can get out. We could see an update for this fairly soon. Hopefully the shader gets fixed. Because, I'll be honest, having a quick whiz around this map, I really like it. For the slot count being 401, which then on Farm Manager and Start From Scratch is 287, there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of buildings, fences. It has a really nice kind of lived-in feel to it. And it... I don't know, the landscape... picturesque, I don't know, compared to the other map that I did today, which was Riverbird, which came out, this one has a bit more of a gritty kind of feel to it, you know, a bit more of a real feel, I think is the best way of putting it. But as you can see, that the back of the tractor is really dark. Now that's not because it's behind a big shed or anything. If I come around that side, it's fine. But it is, yeah, pretty dark around that side. So we're going to head down. I'm looking for a turning on my left, which I think is this one, which brings us to the first of our sell point, which is, very happily, not named after me, but this is the Pool Farm. We'll look on the map. We have come from the main farm area here. We went across the pigs. We've come down the road here to Pool Farm. We're going to go from Pool Farm to the next turning. We're going to go all the way out here to the barn sale point. John Farm. Quick whiz round, a bit of forestry here. Then out along the main road, but then we head back into the town. The town of, I'm going to get this wrong, Kochiel Duje, I think it's called. Which is kind of where we are now, the main town. So we'll come out of this sell point here, and we'll go and take the next left. Which is just here. And the open country it's very nicely done. Yeah, it is picturesque. So yeah, it is. It's a lovely landscape, and it's done really well. The same with any map tour, any map. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But even the detailing, things like this, where you've got these little kind of drainage areas. It looks like a drainage area. It hasn't been done with like bright blue water or anything like that. It looks like a little ditch where the water drains in. It's a little bit muddy and a little bit dirty in the bottom. It's good. The website, ModHub website, does say, and a beautiful Polish style. And I have to say, I agree. The barn sell point is just there to the left. Nothing fancy, nothing over the top. There's a barn. And it's a sell point for your bales. Take a left up here. And we come to John Farm. So this is the next of our sell points. We've done Pool Farm. This is John Farm. It has a real kind of lived in, you know, well used feel to everything. Now from here we're going to have a quick whiz round up part of the forestry area. I think as well the trees don't all, it doesn't feel the same, you know. Does that make sense? As I'm kind of looking around, you know, you've got various different heights and sizes, and now to the left we've got I don't know if it's a pond that's dried up. I don't know if it's supposed to be a pond. I don't think it is. In all honesty, it's quite hard to tell, but there is a pit there of some description. If we turn right here, we'll go up around through the little bit of forestry. Now it looks like it's kind of been thinned out already. You've got your piles of wood. Again, the contrast between this and Riverbird that I looked at. Now there's not a lot of grass between, but on this one I think there's enough. It makes it look and feel like it has been kind of partially forested already. Areas have been cleared. You've got patches of brush and bush. There are some trees. There's some bald spot areas. It's not just all flat with nothing. I think, yeah, I don't know. It just feels different. It's a different style, of course it is, but right, we hit this road. I think we're going to go left, taking some more of the lovely countryside. Now we have got a nice bumpy road here, but again, it doesn't kind of fit that standard. You know, we get the bumpy roads that get put in. It's a different texture, it's a different colour. But again, you can see the back of the tractor, that's, I don't know. It's a shame. Now it doesn't say on the ModHub website if it's seasons ready. Just looking down the list, it doesn't say if it's seasons ready. And it also doesn't say if it's got a custom soil map. So it will have a soil map if you're going to do precision farming, but that's just the standard Giants one that underlies everything, I guess. But it doesn't say if it's seasons ready, and none of the actual pictures on the ModHub show it with snow or anything. So I can't say for definite. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying it's not, I just can't say that it is because it doesn't show anywhere. So following this road down, we'll have a look on the map in a minute, see where we've been. What else was I say? Oh yeah, traffic. I did pause at one point as I had a quick whiz round to have a look at the scenery, and the traffic does not stop. It just ploughed straight into the back of me. So be wary of the traffic. Something else I would mention. Yes, it's a cool map. There you go, Coche Duche. We've got a tight turn going back on ourselves, which will take us back down towards the sawmill. Whoops. Well, clip that nastily. And then back up to the rest of the sell points, which are clustered in the main town. Village, actually village, not town. I keep saying town, village. There are a couple of fields off in that direction. So, to my right, we have the sawmill. Lumber sell point just there. Wood chip sell point just there. And continuing on, we're going to head to the main store point. Which is, believe it or not, just here, this little portal cabin. I assume they just get on the phone and people bring stuff from the main town, wherever it may be. So our buy point is just there. Our repair, customise, sell point is just there. I think that's another water point. I was just looking at where the hazard marked area is here. I don't think that is for this. I mean, potentially it is, but we have got another hydrant there, so that could be a couple right on top of each other. And across the road, we've got pretty much all the sell points. So we came from the main farm to Pool Farm. We went all the way out here to the barn, John Farm, around this little bit here, down this road to that junction, and we went all the way along there, cut back on ourselves, up past the sawmill. We are now here. As you can see, these are all right on top of each other. So, on my left, in the darkness just here, this first one here is the spinnery sell point. The next one up here is the GS sell point. We've then got up here the livestock market, which is there. We've got a lime buy point just there. Around the back we've got the selling station. The selling station is for your root crops. And I think it does it do sugarcane, or it might just be potatoes and sugar beet, I think. And as we come back down this side, we've got the grain elevator east, which is up on here. We can drive off and out that way. So we've got a few right on top of each other there. And if we're looking on the menu, you'll see barn we've already been to. So we've got the spinnery was the first one, then GS, then the livestock market, the lime buy point round the back was the selling station, then the grain elevator east. So yeah, no biogas plant, which is interesting. I did have a quick look around the map. I tried to see if there was a location where there might be one. If you bought the land, it popped up, but I couldn't see anything. Lots of grass work to be done, and if you buy up those plots, there's no reason at all why you can't then make them into fields yourself. That's entirely up to you. But that is the map. That, I mean, we've pretty much been around the whole thing. If we head up the road now, I like the topography. Again, that kind of sweep down, we've got a valley that runs off down into that bit. But where the main road runs up across up that way, Along the south, you feel that that's raised, and you've got this kind of valley basin that runs off to the side there, with the sides of the valley that sweep up either side. Yeah, it's cool. So as we head back up here, literally from there, that's the turning we went down, that's the pool sell point, and then we're back up at the main farm again. So that's it, MAZURY by Tomix. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.